Take a moment to pause, breathe deeply, and feel the stillness enveloping you. In the middle of life's frantic pace, wisdom only truly sprouts in those moments when we know how to listen and peer into our own souls. Dear friends, aging is not a process of losing vitality, but a harvest of experiences and a deepening of our understanding of the world. Imagine life as a river. It does not resist the current, but flows gracefully through every rapid, carving majestic landscapes and nourishing everything along its banks. We are much the same, as time does not take away beauty. It only molds us to become wiser, more resilient and radiant in a more profound way. Aging is not about losing, it is about becoming. So how do we enter the final chapter of life with a composed demeanor and inner peace? The answer lies not in superficial appearances, but in the choices of our consciousness. Today, we will explore 10 elegant living habits inspired by Buddhist spirit so that you can always maintain a radiant and peaceful state of mind. If you find these words touching your heart, please connect with us by liking the video, leaving a comment, and subscribing to the channel to make this awakening journey complete. Now, let us walk together on the path of serenity. Habit 1. Dress with grace to nourish your soul. There is an old saying in Zen Buddhism, simplicity is the ultimate sophistication. In the modern world, fashion is often seen as a tool to display status or to chase fleeting trends. However, according to Buddhist philosophy, true beauty originates from inner stillness. The way we care for our bodies and choose our attire is a form of self-respect, a mirror reflecting the state of our soul rather than just a way to hide the traces of time. Listen to the story of Mariko, an elderly woman living in the ancient capital of Kyoto. For decades, she wore only simple indigo blue kimonos. Even as time passed, every thread was cherished, meticulously mended, and neatly arranged by her hands. When someone asked why she never changed to follow new fashions, she smiled and replied, "The world may turn, but my heart remains steadfast like a mountain." This clothing is simply an extension of that stability. Mariko's wisdom reminds us that clothes are not merely fabrics draped over the body, but an expression of our state of mind. When you wear an outfit with mindfulness, it brings a strange sense of peace and confidence. Therefore, when choosing your attire, prioritize comfort and soft materials like linen or silk, things that evoke the gentleness of the wind or the warmth of the evening sun. Remember that the aura from your presence is what people truly feel before they even see what you are wearing. When you dress with authenticity, you radiate a quiet confidence that requires no external validation. Habit 2. Keep learning. Keep growing. The elegance of a person does not lie solely in their appearance, but also radiates from an intellect that is renewed every day. A Zen master once likened our minds to a lush garden. If we do not tend to it and sow new seeds of knowledge, the weeds of stagnation and ignorance will naturally grow. Age has never been a barrier or a reason for us to stop expanding our horizons. On the contrary, this is the most precious time to nurture curiosity, for a soul that always thirsts for learning will maintain an eternal flame of youth. Reflect on the story of a Zen master who decided to begin learning calligraphy when he had already turned 90. When the disciples around him expressed surprise and asked why he was venturing into a new field at such an advanced age, the master simply smiled kindly and replied, "Because I want to be truly excellent at this craft by the time I turn 100. That witty answer contains a profound truth. Human growth absolutely has no expiration date. Learning helps our minds stay sharp, our spirits remain refreshed, and our lives stay full of new possibilities. Every lesson received, whether it is a small skill or a sublime life philosophy, adds to the richness of your soul. Learning does not necessarily have to be dry curricula. It is present in heartfelt conversations, the pages of books you turn each night, or even from old mistakes. A woman who never stops learning will never stop evolving. She is always full of vitality and deeply connected to the constantly moving world around her. Do not hesitate to enroll in an online course, practice a musical instrument, or try your hand at painting and poetry. Let yourself always be a student of life, because there is nothing more radiant than a mind that continues to reach for the light of understanding. Habit 3. Stand tall. Move with purpose. Have you ever noticed that those who walk slowly and deliberately with an upright posture naturally command respect from everyone around them? The Buddha once taught that the way we move is a true mirror, reflecting what is happening in our minds. Slumped shoulders are often a sign of anxiety, while a straight spine exudes confidence and serenity. Posture is not just physical alignment, it is a declaration of your mindful presence in this life. Imagine you are walking as if your feet are deeply rooted in the earth, yet your body is being lifted gently toward the sky. Each step becomes conscious, and every movement is an expression of quiet inner strength. There is a story about an old Zen master who was never in a hurry. Even amidst the chaos of the world, he moved as if guided by an invisible current of peace. When a disciple asked why he was never rushed, he smiled and replied, "Because exactly where I need to be is where I am standing." Practice mindful movement starting today. Picture a golden thread gently pulling the top of your head upward, helping your spine lengthen and your breath deepen. Instead of rushing intention, allow yourself to glide through the day with ease. Your energy always speaks before you utter a single word. A person who stands tall and walks with intention will always be a spiritual anchor for others, not because of status, but because of their dignified presence. Take a minute to adjust your posture, breathe deeply, and let grace guide your every step. Habit 4. Embrace your silver crown with pride. In many cultures, silver strands of hair are often seen as signs of decline, and people seek every way to hide them. However, in Buddhist teachings, aging is not a curse, but a profound awakening. The Buddha himself realized the truth of life upon seeing an elderly person, understanding that time is a gift that helps us reach enlightenment. The silver hairs on your head are not a burden. They are a precious crown, a living testament to the ups and downs you have overcome and the wisdom you have gathered throughout the years. Remember the elderly woman Setsuko in a small mountain village, who possessed silver hair that shimmered like morning dew under the sun. When a young girl asked why she did not dye her hair to look younger, Setsuko smiled and caressed her locks. Every single hair tells a story, carrying a lesson and a piece of my life's memory. To hide them would be like erasing the journey that shaped who I am today. Those words completely transformed the girl's perspective on the beauty of time. Care for your hair with love. Keep it healthy and radiant, but never feel ashamed of its color. It is not the fading of youth, but the beginning of a chapter filled with depth and inner strength. Within each shimmering silver strand lies perseverance, tolerance, and the mark of a life lived with pride. Let them shine as a symbol of dignity and peace. Habit 5. Nourish your body like a sacred temple. The Buddha once taught that keeping the body in good health is a sacred duty, for without a strong physical foundation, our minds cannot achieve clarity and steadfastness. Taking care of yourself through scientific eating, proper hydration, or skincare is not an expression of vanity, but rather a profound form of self-respect. View your body as an ancient temple that needs to be restored and preserved with the utmost reverence. because it is the only vessel that carries you across the river of this life. There is a story about a Zen master who was so meticulous in caring for his health that his disciples were very puzzled. They asked if he taught about letting go of attachments to the physical body. Why did he care for it so much? The master smiled and calmly explained, "Because this body is the only vehicle that helps me reach awakening. If I neglect my vehicle, how can I complete the long journey ahead? The water you drink every day is not just to quench thirst, but is also a purifying flow that restores balance for both mind and body. Every sip of pure water is an act of self-love. Similarly, food is not just matter to sustain life, but is healing energy from nature. Fresh fruits, vibrant vegetables, and whole grains are the most precious medicines. Enjoy every meal in mindfulness, choosing nourishment over momentary indulgence. Do not forget that movement, whether it is a gentle stretch or a leisurely walk, is also a form of meditation in action. When you treat your body with kindness, it will reward you with a clear mind and abundant vitality for many years to come." Habit 6. Kindness is the true mark of elegance. There is no beauty more radiant and enduring than a kind heart. The Dalai Lama once shared a very simple philosophy, that his religion is kindness. True elegance does not reside in magnificent outfits or a self-created air of high status. Rather, it shines through the way we make those around us feel loved and cherished. A person with a virtuous soul will light up every space they enter, leaving behind warm echoes long after they have gone. Listen to the story of an elderly woman at a monastery who spent her entire day wiping down wooden benches, even though she never sat on them herself. When someone curiously asked for the reason, she gently replied that the next person to sit there might be very weary, and if she could make their moment more pleasant, then her day was truly complete. Kindness is a language that requires no words. It is felt through the warmth of a smile, the gentleness of a touch, or a sincere nod of deep empathy. Kindness is not only expressed through grand gestures, but also exists in small daily acts, such as helping a stranger carry heavy bags or writing a heartfelt note of encouragement. However, compassion must also be directed toward yourself. Learn to be tolerant of your own mistakes and respect the unique journey you are traveling. When you nourish your heart with tenderness, you are not only making the world a better place, but also caring for the very source of the most sublime beauty within yourself. Habit 7. A healthy life is a happy life. Elegance as we age is inseparable from a flexible body and a clear mind. View every stretch, every walk amidst nature, or every Tai Chi session as a prayer full of gratitude for life. Movement is not merely physical exercise to burn energy. It is a form of meditation in action. When you move with mindfulness, you are cherishing your own heartbeat and every breath you take. Reflect on the story of Dr. Lee, a retired physician who visited the park every morning to practice. His movements were slow yet exuded an extraordinary grace and serenity. A young person passing by curiously asked why he moved so slowly, and Dr. Lee smiled, explaining that he was savoring every moment of the present. When we are too rushed, we accidentally lose the true beauty of life that is unfolding right beneath our feet. Physical health and mental peace are always two sides of the same coin, supporting and nourishing each other. A body in regular motion provides an abundant source of energy to keep the soul quiet and radiant. Whether it is dancing in a small kitchen, strolling under green trees, or practicing gentle yoga poses in the morning sun, consider these sacred rituals of self-care. The flexibility of your muscles and the tranquility of your heart are the keys to maintaining timeless beauty. Habit 8. Choose your circle wisely. The energy surrounding us possesses an invisible yet immensely powerful strength in molding one's mindset as they age. The Buddha once taught that an insincere friend is more to be feared than a wild beast, for a wild beast may only wound your body, but a bad friend will deeply wound your soul. Surrounding yourself with noble souls, those who always uplift you and remind you of your own worth, is the way to protect your inner serenity. People who carry negative energy will only drain your vitality, making your heart feel heavy and melancholy. Reflect on the story of a Zen master living in seclusion on a high mountain, who taught a young traveler about friendship through two stones. When he dropped a light stone and a heavy stone into a lake, the light stone floated along the ripples, while the heavy stone immediately sank to the deep bottom. True friends are like that light stone. They always accompany you, support you, and never pull you down into the abyss of sorrow. Be cautious with relationships that make you feel suffocated or held back. The energy of those around you will directly shape the vibrational frequency within you. When you are near people full of compassion and optimism, your soul will naturally become more radiant and peaceful. Choose for yourself a circle of friends who know how to empathize, how to share, and who always inspire you to continue growing. Ultimately, an elegant life is the result of knowing how to refuse toxic noise to retain the gentle melodies of deep affection and understanding. Habit 9. Laugh often, laugh freely. The sound of laughter is the most vibrant music of a soul overflowing with life. Never let your life become too dry or over-intellectualize every problem. The true elegance of an elder lies in the ability to find joy in the simplest things, from a warm cup of tea and a heartfelt conversation to the gentle sensation of sunlight on the skin. In the long journey of human existence, a light heart will carry you further and more steadily than a soul burdened by anxieties. Remember Mr. Haru, an old man living in a small village nestled among poetic hills. He was famous for a laugh that echoed like a temple bell in the morning mist. Haru found happiness in the most ordinary sights, such as a child chasing a butterfly or the way the river glistened under the sun. When asked about his secret to constant happiness, he simply smiled wittily. "I laugh not because life is perfect, but because I have learned to love even its imperfections." Allow laughter to rise naturally and release all the weighing tensions. When you learn to let go of sorrows to embrace joy, you not only make your own life lighter, but also radiate positive energy to everyone around you. A radiant smile is the highest expression of tolerance and a love for life. Habit 10. Never stop evolving. The image of a lotus rising from the mud is the most beautiful symbol of human growth. The lotus does not complain about the grimy black mud. It silently filters the essence to reach toward the light and radiate a fragrant scent. You are the same, as each passing day is not a step backward into the past, but a precious opportunity to refine, renew, and become the most radiant version of yourself. The evolution of the soul never has a stopping point. It is a continuous flow of awakening and understanding. Reflect on the story of a young monk who sought out an old master on a high mountain peak in a state of exhaustion and discouragement. After many years of practice and traveling many different paths, he still felt lost. When he asked when he would finally reach ultimate enlightenment, the old master pointed to a nearby ancient tree and calmly said, "Look at that tree. It has stood here for over a century. Yet every spring it never stops budding and sprouting to reach higher toward the sky." Enlightenment is not a fixed destination, but a whole journey of living fully in every moment. We often mistakenly believe that personal development will have some kind of endpoint, where we become perfect and no longer need to change. But the truth is, there is no final version of you. Every experience, every encounter, and even painful lessons add a layer of fertile silt to your life story. To evolve, we need to keep our souls open to new things and have the courage to step out of our comfort zones. The biggest obstacle preventing the advancement of the soul is fear. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, and fear of the unknown. But observe nature to learn the lesson of surrender. The caterpillar does not resist the painful process of transformation within the cocoon. It trusts completely in the change to be able to spread its wings and fly high. The river also never fights against the bends or rapids on its path. It simply flows downstream because it knows that every turn leads toward the vast ocean. Just as a snake must shed its skin to grow, or trees drop their leaves in autumn to prepare for a new beginning, you need to learn how to let go of old versions of yourself that are no longer suitable. Do not let attachment to the past become chains that prevent you from stepping into the future. Always ask questions, always explore, and try your hand at new passions. Let curiosity be the lamp that lights your path, and be patient with yourself. Maturity is not a straight line. It is a winding road with both brilliant peaks and deep valleys. There are days when you feel like you are standing still, but believe that every experience is molding a greater person. There is a very profound Zen saying, "You are exactly who you need to be right now, and you are also simultaneously continuing to become more complete. You are not late, nor are you backward. You are in the exact right place in this universe to shine in your own way." This journey is not about turning you into someone else, but about peeling away the outer layers to help you return to your truest and most whole self. Aging is not the fading of vitality, but the deepening of the soul. Just as the roots of a great tree cling deeper into the earth over time, your wisdom, presence, and character also become more steadfast through the years. Every wrinkle, every silver hair, or every moment of quiet self-reflection is a witness to a life to be proud of, to precious lessons, and to the silent victories of the soul. You are not simply growing old. You are becoming wealthier in experience, more tolerant in love, and clearer in your life's purpose. Move forward with gratitude because every passing year is a gift, an opportunity for you to continue blooming like a pure lotus stretching itself toward the light of fulfillment.